Okay, edit counts on Wikipedia for the 2022 year. I'm going to reflect on my edit counts for the year. I've shown my edit counts page where it is on Wikipedia in at least one previous video, and I've shown the page in previous videos, and I'm going to show it again. Don't worry about it. And so if you can find it, you're golden. Yeah. And if not, enjoy this video. And if it doesn't make sense, that's also okay. Yeah. So Wikipedia tracks how many edits I make. And they have a page called an edit count page where it gives me statistics about the edits I've made. So like there will be things, edits in the past 24 hours, past 7 days, past 30 days, past 365 days. And what they do is they kind of bin edits. So every edit has a timestamp. And so as one makes the edits, they categorize it by the type of page being edited. So is it a main page or an article page? Is it a talk page? Is it a user page? Is it a user talk page? And then it puts together, and I'll show you a bar chart or a sidewise histogram, depending on how one wants to view about it, or categorize it, term it, I guess that might be better. And it shows how many edits the user, so in this case me, has made in a given month. So let's go and take a look at my 2022, and I'll talk through a little bit of what it means for me. So as of right now, as of filming this, which is 5 January 2022, I have over 21,000 edits, and that is since my first edit, which was January 2020 on the 19th. And I have 6 deleted edits. These were edits I made on a draft page that did not pass review. Yeah. I've made 115 pages created. This year, my biggest growth off of, so en.wikipedia.org is English Wikipedia. My biggest growth outside of that was actually in the comments category. I uploaded files and Italian Wikipedia. I think the biggest growth was actually Italian Wikipedia. So that was kind of fun. I'm gonna go down here. So I have over 20,000 of my edits are on articles, over 1,000 is on my user page, then over 300 on talk pages, and then 14 on my user talk page. And so 2020 was this bar right here, which is over 14,000 edits. So the red portion for if you hover over it, it tells you what it was. So main means articles. So Wikipedia articles. If you click on articles, read article about Zoe Saldana or something like that. That's an article. So I made over 13,000 edits. So I averaged over 1,000 edits per month on articles. And so that's the total. And then there's talk page, user page, and then user talk page. Yeah. And so if we scroll down, the year started up here. So with over 500 views, over 500 edits, and then there was 1,000. So it was kind of, this was my lowest month, 514 edits in January. And then my biggest month was December, where I made over 2,700 edits in one month. And specifically, I made over 2,600 edits just on articles alone. So, and then my second biggest month was August, where I made over 2,100 edits. So looking at this, my lowest number of edits in one month was still over 500, and my lowest number of edits in article space was over 400, so 496. And I got my two biggest peaks ever for a single month were in 2022. So August and December, but reverse. So December was my biggest month ever to date on Wikipedia in terms of number of edits. And then August was my second biggest month to date on Wikipedia in terms of number of edits. So it was a huge year in terms of work product and consistent performance, writing and publishing performance, so to speak. Now, and those bumps. So the August bump was a bunch of competitions going on, and I was writing about those bunch of competitions. In December was one large competition, World Championships, that I just like really went after, really fine-tuning my writing approach for, and documentation of the event. And I had made the event page, and so it was a lot about one really central thing. That it wasn't the only competition I read about, but it was like, 2,000 of those edits. 2,007 edits kind of thing. So it's worth asking, after such a big year for me and 2 all-time highs in terms of edits per month, how did I do in terms of, did it take up my day? And so Wikipedia also creates a time card. So here's the distribution of my edits. This is all time. So there are no edits here. And this is, and very few on the extremities. And this is about 8 hours, so 6 to 1400, which corresponds to bedtime. I sleep, and I did not ruin that or disrupt that. Yeah. So that was a big deal. A dog barked. Kona. So that was a big deal. I maintained work-life balance. Top edited pages changed in count, if nothing else. So I have 1 page with over 500 that I've made over 500 edits on, 2 with over 400 edits, 3 with over 300 edits, and then there's a bunch with over 200 edits. I need to get more into some of those upper ones, and that can be hard because it's writing about biographies, and especially athletes, requires the athletes to be doing something or to fill in information. But if all of the information is filled in, then it kind of requires the athlete to be doing something per my writing approach. So I'm working on, so that was 2022, I got a lot of pages moving up in my top edited pages rank, if one wants to call it a list or a ranking of pages. I had a bunch of pages move up, 100 plus edits kind of style, and it continues to evolve, and my writing style has evolved a bit and finessed a bit, and continuing that and maintaining that into 2023, trying to get more people in the 300, 400, 500 edit threshold kind of thing, or more. Yeah. And then talk pages, I actually started editing talk pages this year, so, oh no, wait, come back. So, I started editing talk pages, so this is, for the most part, new. Okay, for 2022. And then my user page, I made a bunch of edits too. In my user talk page, I made like 8 edits too. So it was a big year. I'm still editing talk pages. Talk pages are a case of things that I didn't ever think I would use talk pages. And somehow I found a use for them, an effective use for them. And I actually full-heartedly support talk pages and their use. However, there was a bit of, I have no idea what to do with this. So it wasn't, I didn't use talk pages in 2020. I didn't use talk pages in 2021. And then 2022, just poof, I made one because I was submitted an article for creation submission for a page in draft space. And it took me directly to, and turns out I was filling in, like, I thought it was just like some questions about the article, and it turned out it made a talk page. So it was, but I didn't know that filling out the like tags for certain Wikipedia projects was the same as making a talk page. So I ended up with a couple of talk pages like that, and I was like, you know what? All right, I'm just gonna start using the talk pages that exist for some of my articles. So I did. So it just kind of went. But yeah, it was a successful year. All-time high, like as in most number of edits for the year and for months. I also over a number of 24-hour periods, I managed to achieve more than 200 edits, which was something I did not think I could do, but I did, and I did it more than once, so that was pretty cool. A successful year. I did not think I could do it, and I had no idea the conditions that would give rise to something like that happening, so it was more of a situational, like, I didn't think I could do it because I didn't know what would give rise to something like that. And I think it's just a bit my persistence in staying committed to certain pages throughout a competition so I don't fall off, and not taking on too many to prevent me from following through. So there's been, I would say, oddly enough, to reach those all-time most number of edits for myself has required a lot of restraint in my approach, which is kind of a weird pairing, that my largest performance is actually corresponding to me cutting back and restraining myself in what I can work on. So, and I guess that restraint very much fine-tunes me and targets me to certain things, which makes it easier to execute and get things done. So it was, I would say, a very successful year, highly successful year. I don't know where this year will go in terms of number of edits. I'm not going to force that. Wikipedia is kind of like a place, I would say, that I found very good use for in terms of working through things to just understand things. And so certain number of edits is not the driving force, as terms of like how many I get. I do have, which worked last year was the baseline, trying to get at least 400 edits a month, and more specifically 400 or more edits a month in article space to keep me active and still writing so I don't kind of get lethargic. So in that sense, not getting myself lethargic, yeah, so not falling off, just being like, all right, let's find something, and that I think is a really good thing. Is I don't always know what I'm going to write about, and that's actually oddly refreshing. It helps prevent writer's block from setting in. I might have a list of pages to curate, but that doesn't mean I only edit those pages, and that can be very, very helpful, oddly enough. So yeah, that's a reflection on my 2022 edit counts on Wikipedia, writing and published. All around, I'd say good year, and I'm content with my performance.